Hello everyone. So first of all, my name is Abdul Rauf and this is the fourth video about web development with Python playlist. So in this video, we will talk about Python. Well, basically, Python is a programming language which is very user friendly for the beginners who want to learn programming languages. And this is the main language in this playlist because we use Python for web development, like we use it in the Flask, Fast API, and Django frameworks. So hence, this is the very important video you can say. So first, the first program we write will be hello world. So it is very simple. We can use a function like print, and then we use the uh, braces, and then we use the double quotes or single quotes if you want, and then we use hello world, and this will be our simple program. And if you run this program, you will find that it will print the hello world. So basically, you need Python in your machine if you didn't already have. So you can download the Python from the uh, Python official website, or I will provide the link in the description. Okay. So now let's talk about the variables. So variables are simply the containers in which we store the values. For example, if you have code in the other language, like if you code in the C language or if you code in Java, you can find the variable there too. For example, the variable name have the value of some name. Hence here you can see a is a variable where it have the value of 28, and then b have the 1.5 value, and for c we have the hello, and then for d we have the true, and for the e we have the none. So these are the value we store in the a b c d e, okay, respectively. So basically these are the types you can see on the 28, 1.5, hello, true, none. These are types. Basically types are like if you have integer like the values which do not have the floating points, and for floating points we have the float type, and for a hello we have the string, or for a string value or text value we have the string or ester data type, and for true and false we have the boolean data type, and for the none we have the none type. Okay, basically these are data types. In C you can find these two, but in C you have to expectively assign them to. For example, if you want to create a variable a which has the 28 value, you will create a variable like int a is equal to 28. So you can mention that data type first, but in C, but in Python you can't, you don't do not have to mention that. That's why it is very simple and user friendly. Okay, so now let's see how can we take the input from the user. So for input we also use the function like input, or simply you can assign that into the name variable. Okay, so for the example here you can see I assign the name is the variable where I assign the input is the function which will ask the user for some input. For default it is a string, so if we want to ask some name we can assign like name, and then we ask the user for name, and then we assign that into the name variable, and then we print it using the f format string format it is the format string. So we can use f, then we can use string, and then in the middle we can assign the variable value. Okay, so that's why that's very useful. Okay, so now let's see some conditions. So basically conditions are, if you condition are some cases or questions we ask. For example, if x is greater than 0, then we print x is positive, and if x is less than 0, then we assign it as a negative, or print negative, or else if it is not greater or equal, then it will be the 0. X is a 0. So this is a simple program where we find the number is positive, negative, or 0. So yeah, this is the conditions. So now let's see, talk about data structures in Python. So Python has a default data structure like list, tuple, set, and dictionaries, and others too. For example, list is a sequence of mutable value which you can change, and these are the sequences that you can repeat in the loop. And then you can find tuple. Tuple are the also the sequence of immutable value which we cannot change. Okay, and then we can use the set. Set is the collection of unique value, like you already know in the math. Set is the collection of unique values which you do not repeat the same values. And then in dictionary we find the like the keys and values, like in the book you find the index where you find the key and their value. For example, this is the page and this is the title. This is known as a dictionary. Okay, or you already know dictionary about the dict is the dictionary type where you can find the collection of values and their key values. Okay, now let's talk about some complex of like classes is the like object oriented topic, and which is very important topic. So basically let's see some code of classes. So first you create a class, like assign class dot then you assign the point is the name of the class, and then you use the init method dot underscore init, or double underscore init and double underscore. Then self is the predefined command, and then you assign x and y. X and y are the values, and then you assign them to dot self dot x is equal to x and self dot y is equal to y. So basically in Java you also find this same syntax, but because Java is the object oriented language too, that have the like this dot x, this dot y. Here is the self dot x, self dot y, and in it is the initialize method. We have to we have to mention that every time we create a class. Okay, so now we create a class below, then we create an object of the class below, which will be the p will be the object, where point will be the class where we assign the value 2 is the x and 8 is the y, and then we print the x and print the y, and then we find the print as well. Okay, so now let's create a little bit complex topic with classes. So I know this is a very complex topic, but this is a very simple introduction. If you I guess you already know Python, that's why you watching this video. Okay, so I am only giving you some overview about it, because this is the video more specifically to the web development with Python, not in the basic of Python. That's why I'm creating this in one video. That's why I'm going very fast. Okay, so now let's see some program like class flight is the class of the flight is the class we create, then we assign it to defined dot underscore init underscore init, and then we assign the self and the capacity will be the capacity of the flight, and then we assign the self dot capacity will be capacity, and the passenger self dot passengers will be the list of the passengers that will be in that, and then we assign the add passengers, so we can add the passengers. So we first mention the self is already here, so it will get all the flights variables or types, and then we assign the name, and then if it not name in dot open seat is another function which it find the open seats in the uh, passengers. For example, we have capacity of this, then so it will assign the true if the capacity is available, and it will not if the capacity is not available, then it will define false. Okay, so then we add some passengers in it, and if the capacity is full, then we assign then we tell return false. Okay, so yeah, this will be the flight. Then we create the object of flight, which will be the flight, and then we assign people like Adil, Ehsan, Rauf, Umar. Then we see if the people. Then we use the for loop, and then we add the passengers in the flight. So after three, so we assign the capacity of three. So there will be three passengers. For example, Adil, Ehsan, Rauf. Then Umar will be not assigned. Then we will say no available seats for Umar. Okay. So yeah, this is a very simple program in classes. The classes are a little bit complicated. That's why you see they're very complex code, but it's a very simple code. Okay. So here you can see the already I defined that these are the def or def. These are the methods in the class. So I assign add passenger method or add open seat method. Method or functions are same thing. Where in object oriented programming we say methods to the class functions, but in simple language we say the functions. The thing is same. Okay, so yeah, after that we you can see I add some and then you can see the output here too. So first you can see Adil is added to the flight successfully, then you can see added SN successfully to the flight, and then you can see the row is added successfully to the flight, but no available seat for Umar. So this was a very simple program we created with the classes are very helpful things with them, because we can create any data structure with this, and then we do not repeat much of the code. So here you can see in only like only 3 lines we create a simple airline or flight system. Okay, so if you do this in the code without classes, that will be very complicated and it will take more lines, I guess. Okay, and object oriented is very important, because in the Django we use mostly the OPP languages of the Python. Okay, so yeah, I guess this was all for now. In the next video I might talk about some frameworks. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And also I will create a simple coding video too of the Python, so you can see some code too there. So yeah, it will help you. So please check that out too. So yeah, thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.